Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon. Let's dive in. They didn't hear me walk in. Too busy whispering about him. Not just compliments, curiosity. My husband through their eyes. That's when the idea came. A night to remember for all of us. Hook 1 asterisk, I overheard them talking about my husband, so I gave him the best gift ever. Her laugh was the first thing I heard. Sharp, breathless, the kind you let slip when you're trying not to sound too interested. I paused outside the break room, fingers still curled around the edge of the doorway, half a step from walking in. I didn't mean to listen, but then I heard my name. She's lucky, the second voice said, like really lucky. I've seen her husband. The way he looked in that white button-down at the holiday party. A pause. Then the other one whispered, I'd do anything to spend time with a man like that. I didn't breathe, didn't move, just listened as they kept going, voice by voice, imagining more with every sentence, painting him into something larger, bolder, right there with their words. How he smiled, how he stood, how they pictured his voice, the way he carried himself, like every detail said more than it should. It should have made me furious, but it didn't. It stirred something unexpected, sharp, restless, impossible to ignore. When I finally stepped inside, they both jumped. I smiled soft and easy. Hey, sorry. Didn't mean to sneak up on you. They scrambled for excuses, laughed it off, fumbled their coffee cups, and ducked their heads like girls who'd been caught somewhere they didn't belong. I said nothing more. Just walked past them slow enough for both to look and let the moment hang. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Their words, their flushed cheeks, their eyes when they realized I'd heard everything. I sat beside my husband on the couch, my arm brushing his. He was reading, legs stretched out, completely unaware. They were talking about you today, I murmured. He looked up. Who was? 2 girls at work. I let the words drip slowly. They think you're handsome. Let's just say their curiosity ran away with them. He blinked, stunned. Wait, what? I turned my head and smiled. Not coy, not teasing, just thoughtful. I told them they should stop by sometime. His mouth parted slightly, but no words came. So, I picked Friday, and I kissed his cheek like it was nothing at all. Hook 2 asterisk, I invited them over, and his reaction melted my heart. By Friday evening, the air already felt different. They arrived together, arms brushing, cheeks flushed from the cold. Leah wore a short black dress with sleeves that hugged her arms like ink. Tessa had her hair swept back, her neckline low and deliberate. I caught the way their eyes moved the second they stepped inside. First to me, then to him. He stood in the kitchen doorway, glass in hand, barefoot, relaxed, still a little unsure, but open. His shirt was half-buttoned, collar loose. I hadn't told him exactly what I had in mind. I just wanted to see how they'd respond. Wine? I asked, already reaching. They nodded in unison, coats still on. As it poured, I felt it, their eyes on him, watching the way he shifted his weight, the way he tilted his head, unsure whether to look at them or me. So I made the choice for him. I walked across the room, placed one glass into his hand, and let my fingers linger just slightly against his wrist. A glance, a pause, a silent message between us. Let them see. We moved to the living room. The 4 of us settled in slowly, like a scene adjusting its shape. Everyone careful not to move too fast. I sat beside him. Leah curled into the corner of the couch. Tessa knelt near the floor cushions, legs folded beneath her, wine glass balanced loosely between her fingers. Conversation came easily. Surface level at first. Work, music, travel. But beneath every word was something else. A thread of awareness. I watched Leah as she laughed at something he said. She tilted her head, exposed her neck. She didn't look at me when her knee touched his, and she didn't pull away. Tessa leaned in closer, her voice quieter now. You 2 seem good together. I smiled. We are. But then I reached for his hand, laced my fingers through his, and looked right at her when I said, he's the kind of man who surprises you every day. The room shifted. Not loud, not sudden, just a quiet pull. I felt his fingers tighten around mine. Not possessive, just present. Leah set her glass down. Tessa's eyes flicked between us. I stood slowly, walked to the hallway, and dimmed the lights. When I returned, the space felt smaller, warmer. I sat closer to him this time, my thigh against his. Leah moved to the floor, closer to my feet. Tessa shifted, her shoulder brushing my arm. No one spoke. We didn't need to. The air carried everything. I reached for the hem of my shirt, lifted it just enough to show skin. Not a show, just an invitation. His hand found my waist, thumb brushing the edge of my jeans. Leah's breath caught. Tessa leaned in, her fingers grazing my ankle. I closed my eyes for a second, let the moment settle. Then I turned to him. His eyes were on me, not them. Always on me. I smiled, small real. And that was when I knew. This wasn't about them. It was about us. About trust. About giving him something no one else could. I leaned in, whispered against his ear. "You're mine." He exhaled, slow, deep. His hand slid up my back, firm, sure. Leah watched, lips parted. Tessa's hand stilled on my leg. But neither moved closer. They didn't need to. The night unfolded like a secret we all kept together. No rush. No lines crossed. Just presence. Just heat. Just the four of us breathing in the same quiet space. Later, when they left, coats back on, cheeks flushed again, I closed the door. He stood behind me, arms around my waist. "You okay?" he asked, voice low. I turned in his arms, looked up at him. "More than okay." He searched my face, then smiled, the kind that reached his eyes. "You're incredible," he said. I kissed him, slow, deep. "That's the gift," I whispered. "You. Me. Us. Always." He thought I'd be jealous, but I was never scared of sharing. Not when it's still mine in the end. Be honest. Do you wish you were there, too? If you were, what would you be doing? Tell me in the comments. I'll be reading. And if this story took you somewhere, tap like, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss what's next.